reason why I'm using a Sunday Chill commentary intro is because that's just that type of commentary. This is what that type of commentary is going to be. Normally, when I make a commentary, I want to make it enthralling, energetic, chill, whatever you want to say. Basically, I want to make it some sort of entertainment, some sort of thing where you can kind of crack a smile, laugh at some shit, see some people get knifed, and kind of forget and stop thinking. Like, I know it sounds weird, but like a lot of the commentaries I do, I try to do it so that you can stop thinking, you can stop worrying about the trials and tribulations of life. But this isn't one of those commentaries. This is a commentary that actually says, hey, fucking think about it. So you may not be going through the same thing, but you might be able to relate. I'm a 30-year-old male, and through one thing that I've known and learned, just from living life, is that when you're with a female, when you make a connection, it's kind of, can think of it like a match, okay? So you can have a match, and I'm just now coming up with this analogy, so bear with me here. So you have a match, and that match could be fine, and that match could be cool or whatever, but once you light it, you bring out this life in it. But if you ever put the match out, if you ever blow it out, you can't relight the match. Does that make sense? And that's the analogy I'm going to apply to the trust that you have with trust that you have with women. You know, your bros, whatever, doesn't really matter. But I'm talking about once you've sparked the match with a woman, it could probably, I don't know, it's one of those fucking special matches, who cares, doesn't matter. But once you like blow it out, you can't relight the match. You can't go, oh shit, I blew it out, let me try to relight this. It's not gonna work. It's never gonna be the same. You know what I mean? Like, if you break something, you can't just like put it back together. It just doesn't work like that. And it sucks. And it's just one of those things in life. And, another analogy, if you're kind of playing a Call of Duty game, if you try to play and try to go flawless, I don't want to say go flawless, but if you basically try to play it, and you know how sometimes when you're playing a game, and like, let's say you're trying to play for a YouTube game, and you're playing, and you're trying, if you're trying to get a gameplay, if you're trying to force a gameplay, and it just doesn't work for a multitude of reasons, you're not going to get it. It's just not going to happen. There is also the understanding, like, a lot of times, love is a drug of sorts. It's like an opiate, okay? And love will make you do some retarded shit. It'll make you not think properly. It's a fucking, it just is what it is. The problem with that, though, is that sometimes you don't think rationally. Rational thought just goes out the fucking window. And you feel that you start acting irrational, and you start doing things that don't make sense, and you start lying to yourself, and then you start lying to your mate. Every relationship that I've ever had that I've fucked up has been because of booze and lying. And I look at it like, when a woman's fed up, there's nothing you can do about it. But also at the same time, I just kind of go, there's this weird thing where there's this like cold part in my heart where I'm like, fuck it, on to the next one. I know that I can't reassemble that, so it's just done. But there's like this romantic part and this fucking ideology part in my brain that knows that the person that I'm no longer with, they played a crucial role in my life. You know, like, I don't really care what people say, but I do care about my loved ones. Like, if you happen to be on that page as someone that I truly care about, whether it's through a very strong friendship, male to male, no homo, but also, you know, from like the woman's standpoint, with women the way they are, like, okay, so you can, let's say you're talking to a woman, right? And you tell her the absolute truth about everything 99 times, and then you lie to her once, and she finds out about that lie, you're a liar. You pretty much have to go flawless. And it's not something that you could force. It's not. Now, I think couples, when they're in relationships, if it gets to a situation where you got bumps in the road or you have to work through something, then that's one thing. But for the most part, if she, her as a director of her life, if she goes, I don't like this person in my life, and I only mess with strong women. Like, I don't really mess with like weak-minded, stupid women, just because my nature, I make fun of stupid people. So like, if you're a stupid woman, I know this sounds insensitive, but this is true though. If you're a stupid woman, I am not going to dig you. We're not gonna be on the same intellectual level, and you need to be on that when you're with somebody. So all the women in my life have been strong, independent women, and they're not going for it. I've never cheated. I've never once cheated on a girl. But as far as like being the representation of myself that I portray to them, because maybe I have insecurities, or maybe I'm trying to portray a certain thing that I see that they want. And then also, I don't ever really want to let them in. You know what I mean? I don't want to let them emotionally in. Because maybe it's like this fear of like, I don't really want them to figure me out. So I don't let them figure me out, and then they take it as you're being distant, and then it just doesn't work. So once the woman says, in basically as the director of her mind, that motherfucker's done, there's no coming back. It's not like, oh, you know, she's going through some things, so she needs a friend back. Just like the whole match analogy. Once you light it, it fucking shines bright as fuck. But once you put it out, you can't relight that match. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, like, the memories popped up about previous relations, previous girlfriends, and also looking back on stuff like that. Like, if you look back at my San Andreas playthrough, you guys might notice, people have asked this for years, there's an episode missing. And I actually just recently revisited San Andreas and made a video early this morning about it. But that's just because during that time, I was breaking up with my girlfriend. And I got super deep into it, I didn't want to share, but I think we're past that. I think that you guys know me well enough that I'm going to share it with you.